I want to introduce JR to you. He's our crew chief on Special K. He's been with her for a long time, and his knowledge is just unbelievable about aircraft in general. So I'm going to have him give us a little bit of a background on who, what, where, how, and when. And JR, I'm going to give it to you. When would you start with aviation and aircraft?
Okay, well, hi everybody. Thanks for joining. Appreciate the opportunity, and always enjoy collaborating with Lefty. He's been such a valuable part of the team. So, as he said, my name is JR, and I have been with Kay since 2010. Started in aviation when I was really small. Family had aircraft, and I always had an affinity for that. I remember as a kid growing up in northern New Jersey, we'd be playing baseball, and every time the Eastern Shuttle, Connie would take off and come by our house, I'd have to stop and admire that thing. I'm like, man, that thing is so cool. So anyway, went to A&P school, Teterboro, and got my A&P back in 1970, I think, 71. Went into the Air Force in 71, spent 8 years on recip aircraft for a number of years, and then after the recips were gone, got into jets, F4s, 101s, which we call the 101ers, and the 106, which I absolutely hated, T-33, which was kind of a pain. I guess I had a love-hate relationship with the F4s. I love watching them fly. I hated working on them. So had enough of that and got out of the military in 78 and went to work for a Fortune 100 company out of Dallas, Texas, Dresser Industries. And we had an air transport division. We had 3 Mach 111s, the 707, and the Gulfstream 2. So that was kind of my dream job working there. And then the airlines called, and I went to work for Braniff, the original Braniff. Got to work on the Concorde, 72s, DC-8s, 74 SP. And then I always had a side hustle, so I worked for Rich International, 707s. They were hauling troops back and forth to Europe. Doug Norrad, who was a round motor guy in the Dallas area, everybody probably knew him. Falcon Airways, DC-3s, Beech 18s, Carvairs, anything with a round motor. And I had a toolbox ready to go. So have airplane, will hustle. And that was back in the days when DFW, you just had an airport badge, and you hit a button, you could just drive your car right in under the right under the jetway and park and work. And I had a side hustle with Air Florida. I worked for them at night. I worked for Braniff during the day. And then, one thing led to another, and I ended up working for Dalfort for a while at Love Field. We maintained the President of Mexico's aircraft, Secretary of Defense of Mexico's aircraft, so I spent quite a bit of time back and forth between Mexico, and then went to work for a hotel chain in Mexico that the owner had leased a 737-200, and we flew tourists from the States back and forth to Mexico. And then he had a 690A Commander. His brother had a 500, and then we eventually got rid of that, traded up for a Cessna Citation II. And then I ended up back here in the States, worked for Pratt & Whitney Commercial Engines, where I left after 18 years. And then I've been working in other areas of the industry right now, Aviall, Boeing, and I've been a DAR, Designated Airworthiness Representative, for 30 years now. And I do imports, exports, ferry permits, special flight permits, things like that, on all types of business aircraft, Citations, Lears, Gulfstreams. So it's 24/7, 365 aviation for me.
So to say you have an extensive background with aircraft is an understatement.
Yeah, I guess. They gave me a Charles Taylor, they gave me a 50-year award a couple of years ago. But getting back to Kay, when I worked at Braniff, it was no big deal for us to pull pylons and wings and engines and tails and stuff like that. Matter of fact, just Friday, I help some folks pull a horizontal stabilizer off a Gulfstream. So I'm not afraid of that stuff. We've got maintenance manuals, and as long as we do things safely and we follow a process and use some common sense and reason, it's not that big a deal pulling these old aircraft apart and putting them back together the way they're supposed to be. So I walked in the building here and saw that A26 in the back, and I asked Jim Reynolds about it. And that's the first day I met him, and he said, "Oh yeah, we're looking for somebody to work on it." And I said, "Well, I got a lot of experience on 2800s, especially the 103Ws and 99Ws in the Air Force, and working on Convair's after and DC-3s and stuff like that." And I said, an airplane looks kind of sad over there, and I'd like to see it fly. So one thing led to another. We built up a team. We put a maintenance program together. And at one time, we had a solid team. Every Saturday, I could count on 12 really seasoned professionals out here, and we would just get the job done, have a good time. And then we've done so much on that airplane. Of course, we've documented it all. And a lot of it is not just the Saturday and Sunday work. There's a lot of it goes in Monday through Friday, getting things ready so you're ready and you can actually perform and get meaningful work done when you do have the limited time.
Yeah, and you do a lot of behind the scenes stuff that nobody knows about Monday through Friday. All the guys come out and they see you on Saturday or Sunday and think that's it. In reality, you do a bunch on the background.
There's a lot. You've got to prepare stuff. So we're in the room. We call it the cowboy room. We've moved this airplane 3 times around this hangar, so we had a base of operations in a corner, and one thing led to another. Well, for 10 years, I've had every single nut, bolt, screw, and component on a computer database because, I just caution everybody that's working on these things, you've got to document, tag, and locate where stuff is, because there's nothing worse than coming out here trying to go to work and hey, where's this, where's that? And a lot of it is discipline. Just getting the guys, when you finish, put the tool back where it went, uncoil the hose, bleed the air compressor, put stuff back, sweep up, clean up, because you got to keep it safe, and we do have customers and visitors and things like that in the museum, so you want to have somewhat of a professional presentation when they come in here.
Sure.
So there's a lot of documentation, a lot of paperwork goes on behind the scene. Kay's on a maintenance program. I've got every component, every inspection documented, what ADs we have, but lots of part numbers, serial numbers, and I record everything, how many hours we have, try to set up somewhat of a reliability program, and we've done pretty good on this one and helped those guys on the DC-3. They've had a couple of really good years simply by using somewhat of a reliability program, changing things before they break so you can make the mission.
Cool. The any ideas on the prognosis of if and when? Of course, I know we got to go through eddy current and all that, and NDI, and I guess we won't know anything until the engineering looks at it and tells us what's going on.
Well, we have some good ideas. We've spent a lot of time on measuring and documented everything and comparing and whatever. Right now, we're opening up the wing, pulling fuel bladders out, the main and the aux on the left side, so we can get in there and do some eddy current on its spar. I think we're going to be okay, but time marches on, and none of us are getting any younger. Climbing up those ladders and kneeling on the wing in the cold and stuff doesn't get any easier, so it's delayed us. We have quite a bit of parts in here right now, gear parts, nacelle parts, things like that. And then, like I said, we've lost a lot of people just simply through attrition and moving and getting old and things like that. We've had quite a struggle. We got the aircraft back in the air in 2017, went to Oshkosh in 18, was our proudest moment. And then we had that unfortunate incident over at DFW. That's kind of set us back. We got her flying again, and then the latest on September 9th, 2022. And that really kind of took the wind out of our sails. And it's taken a while to regroup and get everybody focused back to let's get this airplane back in the air if we can and when we can.
Talking about that, we have volunteers is the mainstay. I wish we would get more younger people involved with the old warbirds and wanting to take care of them. It just doesn't seem to be much of interest there, really. I mean, we have a few guys that come out, younger guys that come out and help us, but
Yeah, you'll get, over the years here, we've had I'm going to say probably at least 6 or 8 really good younger folks that have really put in some time, and then they've moved on to other things in their careers and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of people, it's like a one-time experience. You want to come out and then they find out it's not easy, it's not clean.
That's true.
There's different things you have to do. But if you want, it's a great opportunity to actually get your hands on stuff, learn some things you may not know, and work side by side by some folks that are experienced. I remember when I started as a young guy, I listened to everything the old guys told me. They showed me all the little tricks and things like that, and we do like to pass that on. But you're right. There's more people want to be YouTubers nowadays, I guess,
Yeah.
and they don't want to get their hands dirty and watch these airplanes fly.
That's true. Absolutely true. Well, all right. That's pretty, I don't know what else to cover. Got anything else that you want to?
No, I just tell everybody, if you can, get involved. If you do like aircraft, there's always something to do, whether it's cleaning parts, sweeping the floor. A lot of people may be intimidated. I don't know what to do, and I don't know how to do it. Well, I will guarantee you, every place that's got aircraft going under maintenance, there's something needs to be done that you can do, whether it's sweeping the floor, wiping something down, cleaning something, organizing something, counting parts. There's a place for everybody, and I would just encourage you, don't be intimidated. I know, I've been to so many museums, and a lot of them, the first thing you hear when you go in there, hey kid, don't touch that, don't do this, don't do that. Well, we're different over here. I've always been, hey kid, come over here, let me show you this, let me put your hands on this. And that's how we all got the bug, I think, when we were young.
Sure. By
actually letting or having someone allow us to put our hands on some of this stuff.
It does make a difference. Well, I know you're busy, and I appreciate your time and letting me do this. I'm sure everybody that is viewing this has got a good grasp of our crew chief and what he does and how he does it, and how he works with Kay and the guys. And I do appreciate your time, JR. So thank you very much. And if you don't have anything else, we'll close out.
Thanks all. Y'all enjoy. Have a great one.
I need a truck to come back to the box. So looks like it's secured here too anyway, so
What we're going to do now is we're going to bag all those screws, and then we're going to attach them to this panel. And I need to mark this panel Hogs tank, because there's one just like it on the main tank head plate over there. We don't want to get them mixed up. That goes just like that. Yes. On these points here.
yeah.
And then there's hangers that go across this way. Big long tube looking things. So, but to get the tank to release here so we can shove it down in there to see if we can get here. I don't know if we can get there or not. So I could go down and get my ratchet set, but you get tired of going up and down those stairs. There you go. Huh?
How you guys coming?
Well, we've got this almost ready to kind of move over. We got to get down in the bottom, all the way on the outboard side. Down.
And I said, yeah, we're doing this.
I need this.
I figure I got a couple more years.
I need something.
I was looking for, they were talking about 2 hours for one time. Yeah. Well, that's been the fun thing about the last several years, but I've been on this since I retired, which was
You can ease up on that if you want to. So is it going to be the same way up here?
I think so.
Can't get to it through here.
There's a wall.
Yes, the wall's right here.
Well, then that can't be.
And the only other way to get to it is from that.
I don't know if you can. Oh, you can. Okay. Is that going through?
See, I don't know that that's attached to anything.
That's what I'm saying. That's one of those that we did all this work. I think that's one of those that we did all the work on and turned out we didn't need to do.
Will we see anything if we turn the screw up on top?
So you see this tab right here?